they got to learn all the things about each other that like most couples get to discover about each other pretty early on in the relationship. And isn't that so great? Isn't it fun to have like a super accelerated timeline right at the end? But also when I first read this, my first thought was just like, oh my God, it's so many eggs. It would be like I do think eating like a professional, like eating like an athlete is like actually kind of a nightmare for most people. Like when Michael Phelps used to talk about like eating like 12, like it's not, they do actually need to do that. And like this is the off season. So like they would be in like their bulking period. And it's just like Shane's eating stuff, I think like often gets portrayed as like him not eating. And like that's not what's happening. It's just very exacting. And like the way that they talk about like maintaining their bodies during this show and just the amount of protein and fiber they needed to intake, like when they're talking about 8 burgers, like it's ridiculous. I'm like, I don't, I think it would need to be a much higher number to make that seem ridiculous. 4 burgers each is a lot of food for an average person. I've seen amateur athletes put down way more food than that in one sitting because the density of food consumption, their bodies being their jobs is an interesting part of both the show reality and the reality of hockey players. So, but yeah, eggs, so many eggs. I cannot imagine like eggs and like high fiber toast. You know what I mean? Just beans, like I do love a beans on toast. Anyway, that's the most Irish thing about me is that I'm constantly looking for Heinz baked beans. And my bodega guy used to stock them for me, but he hasn't had them in a while and he was apologetic about it. And I was like, no, it's like, I understand, but also like, I don't want to go into Manhattan to get beans.